Good day, creative geniuses. Welcome. Welcome to my Wednesday Wisdom Window. I'm Suzanne Grace, CEO of Grace Inspire Sanctuary, where we come together once a week to have a new thought about this thing called life. How you doing? How are you doing? It's always good to come together, take a breath, have a inspired reading, do a little contemplation, affirmation, meditation. It's good for the soul. This is good soul food today. So I'm glad you're here. Please let me know that you are and what you're going to take away from this today. I'm going back to Mark Nepo, the Book of Awakening. And I really like today's. It's called To Be Awake. And the subtitle is, There's always purpose in being, but not always being in purpose. So I'm going to read a little bit from Mark, and then we'll do our yogic breath practice together and a little contemplation. So thanks again for being here. So Mark says, how easily we get caught up in defining who we are in relation to those around us. He says, I remember walking home from school in the 4th grade when I noticed Roy, a classmate I really didn't like. He was walking at the same pace as me on the other side of the street. Until I noticed Roy, I was lost in the joy of just walking home free of school. But once seeing Roy, I began without a word to walk faster, to try to outwalk him. He, of course, sensed this immediately and picked up his gait. As he strode ahead of me, I felt lacking, and so I stepped up my gait. And before I knew it, we were both racing to the corner. And I felt that if I didn't get there first, I would be a terrible failure. I have lived enough in the world, Mark says, to know by now that this is how our ambitions often evolve. We first find ourselves alone in the joy of what we're doing, but somehow there are suddenly others along the way, and we lapse into the breathless race of comparison and competition. And then we are hopelessly running to avoid being termed a failure. Oh, yeah. I know we've all been there. He says, from here, we often latch onto the nearest goal as a purpose. And if we can't find one nearby, we're thought to be adrift. But our lasting sense of purpose is in our breathing, in our beingness. Our purpose is that which we most passionately are when we pay attention to our deeper selves. So underneath, he says, all our worries about careers and jobs and retirements, our purpose really comes down to living fully, to being a light with who we are beneath all the names and titles we are given or aspire to. Yeah. So he tells the story of the Buddha. And the Buddha was kind of aglow under the Bodhi tree. And it is said that a monk approached the Buddha in utter amazement at his luminosity. And he asked, "Oh, Holy One, what are you? You must be a god." The Buddha, not thinking of himself as anything but present, answered, "No, not a god," and kept walking. But the dazzled monk persisted, "Then you must be a deva." And Buddha stopped and said, "No, not a deva," and kept walking. Still the monk pursued him, "Then you must be Brahma himself." And this the Buddha simply uttered, "No." The monk, confused, implored, "Then what are you? Tell me, please, what are you?" Buddha could not repress his joy, and he replied, "I am awake." I am awake. Can it be that our purpose in this game of life, no matter whom we run into, no matter what we are told, is simply to be awake? I love that story. So we aspire to do things or be someone, but it really comes from our center. It comes from our heart, doesn't it? It comes from our soul. And we just want to be awake, conscious about how we show up in life, right? Yeah. What a beautiful story. So let's take a moment to do our yogic breath practice. I invite you to feel your feet on Mother Earth. And let's tap our heart chakra, our thymus gland, right at the center of our chest. Take a big sigh. Just let go of whatever burdens you're carrying right now. Just imagine you can drop the baggage. Let it go. Whatever it is. And then lightly tap your third eye center. Ajna, the wisdom eye. Opening to some inner guidance today for you, whatever it is. And then lightly tap your crown chakra, Sahasrara, opening to infinite possibilities as you connect to higher wisdom and wake up. And then we'll do our serenity hold. Your hands face you, palms face you, and you cross your thumbs so it looks like a butterfly. And we're going to place that beautiful butterfly on your heart center. And sit with a straight spine, the Sushumna channel of the spine, the energy flow from the tailbone, the root chakra, up through the heart, through the throat, through the brain, and opening at the crown like a beautiful lotus flower. So we breathe into that heart chakra, which is considered the midway point between Mother Earth and Father Sky. And so I invite you, if it's comfortable, to close your eyes and drop from that busy thinking mind down to the feeling heart. We arrive in this perfect moment of now through our breath, through our intention to simply be. To simply breathe. So we're going to take our 3 yogic breaths in a moment as we breathe in through the nostrils and out through the mouth. And the mouth exhale is called straw breath. So it's like blowing through a straw. It doesn't even make a sound, but it elongates the breath, which helps to calm the nervous system and balance the mind. And so let's begin. Inhale through the nose, filling up the belly, diaphragm, all the way to the heart. And straw breath out very slowly. And again, in breath, yogic breath, just do the best you can through the nostrils. Feel that expansion, that inner expansion like a balloon, and slowly exhale through the mouth. Great. One more conscious yogic breath in, maybe with a smile. And straw breath out. And you can rest your hands on your lap. And sit quietly and still for a moment. Feel what you feel. And contemplate on the things that have come to define you. Feel what you do with your days and say, I am more than my job. Feel where you sleep your nights and say, I am more than where I live. Feel who you love and say, I am more than my relationships. Feel all that you have suffered and say, I am more than my history. Feel your very name and say, I am more than my name. Feel your breath enter and open your heart. And say, without history or name, I am the flame of life living in this body. I am awake. I am the flame of life living in this body. I am awake. And we breathe. And we feel that sense of expansion of who we are and our purpose. Purpose is in our breathing, in our beingness. And so today I invite you to pay attention to how you show up in different situations. And just maybe you'll be more authentic, calm, and awake. Yes. And so we take a deeper cleansing breath and we return as we open our eyes and rub our hands together. So beautiful. Clasp and press up to the sky. Oh, yes. Pop, pop, pop. Open your arms, come back down. Back to earth. That's some good food for thought today. I might go back and listen to this myself. So remember, you can always pass this on to a friend. I will put this on my YouTube page, so it's easily transferable. So grateful we come together once a week to do our practice. And those of you that are local, tonight is the first Wednesday of the month where I do my in-person meditation circle for an hour, 5 to 6 p.m. And we meet at the community room in the Briar Patch Co-op on Bell Road. So if you're local, I invite you to join us. Have a beautiful rest of this week. Thank you for being here. Namaste.